Ave Satanis, Ave Lucifera, Ave Lord Belial, Ave Lord Leviathan, Ave Beautiful Queen Lilith, Ave King Asmodee, Ave King Asmodeus, Ave King Paimon, Ave Beautiful Queen Lilith, Ave Lord Abaddon. Yeah, I just wanted to do a little quick video on some people who think, people who are like, you know, basically some people think that you have to have, this one's going to be about satanic altars, to be honest with you, okay? Some people think that you have to have a real expensive satanic altar, or demonic altar, whichever you want to call it, altar, okay? Ritual space, whatever you want to call it. But some people think that you have to have you know, it covering a big area, basically, probably a full room. Like, if you can afford that, that's great. If you can afford to have a full room for your altar, I think that's wonderful, right? And if you can afford, if you're one of those people, if you got lots of money, and if you can afford, you know, a big altar with probably $20,000 worth of ornaments, you know, things of that nature, things that you need for it, basically, right? Stuff that you need for it, like your ritual dagger, cauldron, everything you need for it. Okay? But the thing is, it's great if you can have that, but I think a lot of people who are new to the left-hand path, or new to Satanism, traditional Satanism, spiritual Satanism, theistic, you know, whether it be anti-cosmic Satanism, what have you, whichever, you know, or demonolatry. In my opinion, this is my honest opinion, okay? If you can't afford that, you know, I think that's fine. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. You know, you're not going to go out and, if you can't afford to buy $10,000 worth of equipment for your altar, why would you if you can't do it? You can't do it, you can't do it. Father Satan understands that. And your patron, this is more or less for the newer people to Satanism. If you can't afford $100,000 or $20,000 worth of equipment, worth of stuff to place on your altar, Father Satan understands that. Sure, the stuff looks beautiful and everything like that, but the question is the heart there? Is your mind there? Is your soul fully committed to what you're doing? Or are you just doing it for show? Because I see some people's altars that they do pictures of and they place them online. They place them on social media sites on their altars, and I think that they're just bragging because they can afford to have like a $20,000 altar and all kinds of equipment. Now, if you can afford that, I think that's, you know, it's great. But you don't have to go rubbing it in to people that are to people who can't afford it, because there's a lot of people that can't afford to spend 20 grand on altar and altar equipment. You know, it's just impossible. They can't do it. You know, they're probably on a fixed income. They're probably on a disability pension, whatever. You know, or they just can't afford to have $20,000 to spend on altar. You know, they probably use their kitchen table or their dining room table or whatever. Or they might even just have a cardboard box and a tea light. You know, it's not really how big your altar is and how cool it looks and all that. Sure, that's nice. But if you're not in tune with the demonic and Father Satan's way of having you, that's all a waste of money, because it's doing nothing. You could have a tea light, okay, and a cardboard box, and you could have more power and you could have more demonic power, more satanic energy around you than any person that has a full room that's dedicated to Father Satan and the demonic, and a $20,000 altar. Now, and that's a fact. That's not bullshit. I'm being honest. I'm just calling a spade, because I know brothers and sisters, true 100% brothers and sisters who are true traditional Satanists, who I love with my fucking heart. I really do care for them a lot. Their altars, you know, they probably have just little small ones in their bedrooms, like in the corner of their bedrooms, or, you know, something like that. and their altar is probably just there. There's more energy around that altar than there is around somebody that has probably somebody that has $100,000 or $20,000 altar equipment on their altar and got a big room that they can do their rituals in. So I think it's great if we can if we can do it that way, okay? But me personally, I wouldn't be able. I can't afford that. I got no problem saying it. I'd love to be able to have one big room that I could use for all my satanic things. All my satanic rituals, everything that has to do with Father Satan. But Father Satan is more than just an altar. Okay? Father Satan is in your heart, 100% in your heart, and the demonic, all of the demonic, 100% in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul. And if you could be by yourself, you could have a little cardboard box, like I said earlier, with a tea light. Okay, that you picked up at a dollar store or a Dollarama or a buck or two or something like that. And you could have 1,000,000 times more energy, demonic energy and satanic energy, than what a person who has a big fancy altar has. And I'm not joking. I've seen it in the past. I'm not joking at all. I'm dead serious. And I honestly believe that some people like showing pictures of their altars and all that on social media. It's like they're bragging that they got a big altar, and somebody else can't afford one like theirs. Okay, maybe that person can afford one, or can't afford to have an altar as big as yours and with all the stuff that you have on yours. But with that being said, maybe that person's altar, maybe that person that only has a small altar and a few little ritual items is probably 100 times better, 100 times closer, 1,000,000 times closer to Father Satan and the demonic than you are, because you're too busy bragging about your stuff while they're doing rituals and drawing themselves closer to Father Satan and to the demonic. Copy. So that's my opinion on that, and I could go in a lot deeper on it. I might do a video later on this evening or tonight about it. I'm not sure yet. But with that being said, I'll let you go for now, and I'll talk to you next. I love my true brothers and sisters and Father Satan and the demonic. Hail Father Lucifer. Hail King Lucifer. Hail Father Satan. Hail Prince Belial. Hail Prince Leviathan. Hail beautiful Queen Lilith. Hail King Asmodeus. Hail Lord Abaddon. I'll talk to you next, brothers and sisters.